Hello and welcome to part 3 of the Man City, but only English, career challenge thing. This is the penultimate part of the series, so we'll know roughly how we've done by the end of this episode. Next episode will be the last couple of games, so we won't finish it here, but we'll be close enough. Last episode we played a lot of games. Some were wins, some were losses, but most importantly we need to focus on the league position. We are currently 16th, just 2 points off the relegation zone. Can we stay up? What do you think? Any predictions? By the end of this episode, we'll have a lot stronger an idea. We're also in the Europa League. We got kicked out of the Champions League last season. How do you think we're going to do there? How do you think we're going to do in the FA Cup? How do you think we're going to do in the League Cup? Potentially, by the end of this episode, we could be out of all of them, and we could be certain relegations. So, yeah, let me know what you think now, and then you'll see at the end of this episode, won't we? Our team mostly looks like this. Rodgers and Delap are doing great up front with Sterling just behind. These three are doing amazing. Harrison at right mid as well often does great, so I'm liking this team. Defensively we are weak, but that is expected with the defense that we have. We've conceded 47 goals in just 16 games in the league. I do want to point out one thing, something that I definitely do dislike about FIFA 21. Look at my form. It's so high. We are playing as one of the top teams in England, and we've conceded 47 goals in 16 games, and yet our goalkeeper is on a +4. Just because fitness is good, the morale of this team should be way down. Like, this team is not doing good. But anyway, let's get into some football and try and get through tons of games this episode, because that's what we're doing. We're going to be playing, way more than last episode. The first game here is Burnley, which started good after a good run from informed Rodgers, who assisted Harrison.
Yes is the emphatic answer.
They got one back soon after though, after Carson saved, but it fell right to Barnes. A nice little link up between Sterling and Delap led to our second,
It's got to be.
and Rodgers was able to make it 3 just before half-time. A goal from Walker meant that the game ended 4-2, and we came away with our 6th league win of the season. And now we're moving into the quarterfinals of the League Cup, Man City's favourite competition. Playing Wickham, I was pretty confident, and within 10 minutes we were 1-0 up through a Foden goal. Sterling put in a square ball to make it 2, and by the 41st minute, Raheem Sterling had completed a hat-trick against the team in yellow, collecting the first match ball of this season. Sterling would get another just before the game ended, and we progressed into the League Cup semi-finals with a 5-1 win over Wickham. In the semis, we could be coming up against Villa, United, or Liverpool. All of those teams we have lost to already, but we got the easiest one, in theory, Aston Villa. They only beat us 4-1 in the game we played them, so we've got a chance, maybe. So this series is kind of hard, because I'd love to just skip through games and just say, yeah, we won this one, we lost this one, whatever. But there are some super fun games to go through. For example, this next one, Southampton versus City. Southampton is in 10th, us in 14th, just 4 points off them. So we're on the rise, we're no longer thinking about relegation. If we can just get a result here, we'll be in a fight for mid-table. We go in and we have another good start for a Phil Foden goal. Somehow they didn't get a pen in the 12th minute after this, but then they got a goal shortly after anyway, so whatever. We had chances, but it was Southampton who went ahead through Armstrong. We then scored in the 61st minute, but it was offside. 7 minutes later, we got this free kick. We kick it, and we get another. This one is right on the edge of the box, in the centre, and there's no wall. It's basically just a penalty from extra long. So I just decided to give it a go, because why not? And boom, it went in. 2-2. Weird. In the 75th minute, they got through, and Ings had this shot. It was so close, but I decided to take him out with stones, so we went down to 10 players. Then Ward-Prowse hit the post. I made some defensive substitutions. They took the throw in, and we got it back. We ran. Sterling got into the final third, played the great ball, and Harrison just lets it go. What are you doing? This is the second time he's done that. But he managed to keep it. We moved it along all the way to the other side, and Walker puts in another ball, and Delap puts it in. 3-2. What a game. I just think that game was brilliant. And this is what I'm talking about. This game was great. I can't just skip past this and say this was just another win or what. Wait, it's not done. So next up we played Everton in 7th. This game was less notable, 7-0. yeah. Also, Harwood Bellis was sent off, who went into Fulham with a very tired team. Amankwa has had 2 games in a row filling in for red-carded players, and this time he got the red card. He's like, I'm done with this. I'm not doing that anymore. I do want to say, I usually don't get this many cards. If you haven't watched me play, I swear I'm not like just sliding all the time. I think it must be that I'm just desperate because this is like really hard. So it's sliding through desperation, and we're getting a lot of cards this series. We ended up losing this game 4-0, and honestly, I played shockingly. Just look at this last goal. Our form has dropped entirely, and yet it doesn't look like it because all of our players have pluses next to their names, by the way, which again I think is silly. Leeds then beat us 4-1, but at least we actually scored a goal in this one. That means in the last 4 games we have conceded 18 goals. In the last 3 we've conceded 15. That's crazy. But we had Northampton next in the FA Cup, our first game in that competition, which gives us an opportunity to get back into some good playing, maybe score a couple to get my confidence up, because the players are in form according to the game, but I'm not, so I went in with a pretty strong team to build my form and my confidence. Our first chance came in the 9th minute through Roberts, but the keeper saved it well. The next chance went to them, this free kick, which was so close. And then the next chance came to Roberts again, who muscled through, went one-on-one and did this. 1-0. We're finally winning a game again. It didn't last long though, because a goal from Chukwuemeka, which is an awesome name by the way, made it 1-1. And then they got a pen from this in the 67th minute, but Carson saved it. Our hero, keeping us in. Now we've just got to defend the corner that came from it, and on comes Rodgers, and instantly he gets involved. 2-2. We cannot lose this game. I can't imagine if we did. Then Amankwa gets sent off for his second game in a row. We had chances, such as this one, which is offside. But in the 92nd minute, Sterling found his way through, and we won it in the death of things. 3-2. Thank God. So now we are still in the FA Cup, but can we stay in the League Cup? Next up is Villa. Keep in mind they have Grealish, the £100 million new Man City man. 6 minutes in, we're 1-0 up. Rodgers put it in. But 6 minutes later, the future Man City man made it 1-1. And then he did this to make it 2-1. 74th minute, and after a nice link-up, Foden made it 2-2. This game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Carson made a save in the 90th minute to keep us in the tie. And yeah, now we go into the second leg with a chance to be in a final. But between then, we play United, Leicester and Everton. I went ultra defensive against United, expecting them just to free score upon us. And I wanted to try and stop that as much as possible. And that's not exactly what happened, but I was close. The onslaught began very quickly. Cavani has a great shot and Carson saves it in the 5th minute. Cavani makes up for it in the 20th minute with a goal. Cavani has a shot blocked in the 36th. Van de Beek has a shot blocked in the 43rd. Cavani has another shot blocked in the 58th when Amankwa blocks his and then instantly blocks Rashford's shot as well. Our first shot was in the 60th minute, but De Gea saves. 71st minute and Harwood Bellis blocks this. This game is tight. A lot tighter than I thought it'd be. In the 85th minute, Rodgers had a shot saved by De Gea. We are really in this, so I went ultra attacking, bringing on Palmer, Nemetja and Delap. And in the 91st minute, with 1 minute of added time, the subs came up big. Palmer puts it in and the game ends 1-0. A game that, honestly, it felt like a win, especially considering the last time we played them. That was just absolute concentration defending. I was really proud of that result. So now, suddenly, after that Northampton game, we've gone 3 games unbeaten. We're actually doing well. Well, not that well. We're currently 17th, just 4 points off the bottom 3. However, the 3 teams do have an extra game played, so we're on track not to go down, which is now pretty much the goal of this series. The next game against Leicester was a lot less intense, but we managed to scrape another 1-1, putting us 4 games unbeaten. Now playing Everton, they started off well, but in the 51st minute, Palmer made it 1-1. Another 1-1. Still unbeaten. But then Everton scored 2 and our unbeaten streak ended. Moving on. Now time for our next FA Cup tie. We drew Bournemouth, which is a lot tougher than Northampton, but it's still winnable. If we can beat teams like West Ham and draw against United, we should be able to win this. We did well, scoring the first 5 minutes through a Sterling volley. Delap scored the second in the 25th minute, and the third in the 50th minute. Delap finished his hat-trick off 15 minutes later with his left foot, meaning he had completed a perfect hat-trick. Right foot, header, left foot. Dor made it 5-1 and that's how the game ended. We are still in every tournament. But will we be in 3 days? Next up is Villa. Villa are a strong team. They scored 6 against us in the last 2 games we've played them. So this is no easy task. Or is it? As 10 minutes in, Sterling scored from a one-on-one. Okay, we're starting to think this is possible. Then in the 35th, we almost made it 2 with Sterling, but Martinez saved it. And then in the second half, the inevitable happened. We gave away a penalty. But Carson saved it, and that was the last chance in the game. We made it. We made a final. How have we managed that? I have no idea. And at the minute, it's looking like we're playing Liverpool. And we are. Yeah, so we've made a cup final. In this save, where we're fighting relegation, we've made a cup final. I think that is pretty good. And keep in mind, this is Man City's favourite cup. So yeah, they're going to be happy with that. We kept up the form against Palace, drawing 1-1 with a Sterling goal, and suddenly we're playing Villa again, but it didn't go as well as the last time. We scored early with Roberts, but eventually they ended up taking the 3 points in a 3-1 win. Thank God they won this time and not last time, although maybe, I don't know, maybe we would have preferred the win here considering the situation we're in. Talking about our current situation is that we are 1 point away from the bottom 3. Now we're playing in Europe. We were drawn against Alaves in the Europa League. I remember being pretty confident going into this one, but it was them who drew first blood with a pen that baffles me. And then they got this one, which makes a bit more sense. And this one they missed, so it's fair as far as I'm concerned. They scored the unfair one and they missed the fair one, so it worked out. Rodgers then got us back in it, and Sterling got us in front. But they got a third pen. Yes, a third. 3 pens in one game. But they missed again, and we come away with a win in the first leg. But before we can find out if we qualify, we have the small task of a weekend match against Chelsea. They thrashed us 3-0, and Amankwa got another red card. He is currently the top red cards earner in the Premier League, by a lot. But now back to Alaves. We went with a back 5 to try and survive this. We're winning 2-1, but Alaves have the away goal. And first things first, they got a pen. Yep, that's 4 penalties in 2 games, and they put it in. But then Roberts got us an away goal of our own following a Nemecha cross. But not long after, they made it 2-1 and 3-3 on aggregate. If it stays like this, it goes to pens. But unfortunately, Carson was not able to keep this out, and it became 3-1. If we score, we have the away goal and we win 4-4 on aggregate. And guess what? We got a penalty. I'm pretty certain that this is our first penalty of the series. And it's in a set of 2 games that has contained 5 penalties. That must be a record. That is insane. But Sterling missed. It's like we're destined not to win this fixture. But Delap put in a strong cross to Walker, who did really well to get this over the keeper and made it 4-4, putting us heading through, still in every competition. And to make it better, Sterling ran on and managed to get it to Delap to all but confirm it for us. In the 92nd minute, Carson made a save and we qualified, winning this game 3-3, 4-5 on aggregate. And the next game is the final. It's been a long road, but I still can't believe we're in a final. Liverpool obviously are a very good team, so I decided to go in defensively, kind of the same way that we went in against United. We're playing a back 5, but with Harrison as a fullback and Nemecha at centre back. That way we could easily just go attacking without making any subs if we need to. But yeah, let's get into this cup final. Liverpool look real strong, especially considering they have Aubameyang on the wing now, as well as their normal strong team of Firmino, Salah, Van Dijk, Trent, Robertson, and all the rest. This is going to be tough. It did not start well. I don't actually know how Orban meant this or what he meant, but he got it to Henderson and he just blasted it in 1-0 within 6 minutes. But following a corner, there was space, and John Stones managed to find a pass for Delap, who really had no option but to just kick it at Alisson, who let it go in at his near post. 1-1. I thought this tackle was good, but Liverpool got the free kick. Nemecha then cleared it off the line. They were just running rings around me later. I couldn't do anything. Nemecha was doing alright, putting in blocks, and so was Walker. It was real tough. But we were playing counter-attack football, and counter-attack we would. Carson played it out, and within a few passes, Robertson had come well inside, and there was tons of space on the right. Rodgers played in Walker, who had his shot saved by Alisson, but it fell to Delap, who rocketed it in. There's no saving that. His second of the day. We are now winning in a cup final. Wow. In the 40th minute, it was them finding tons of space this time, as our defence was way back. Salah was free, but Harwood Bellis makes a great tackle before it was too late. At half-time, we're winning. We were just playing it around the back in the beginning of the second half, a bit dodgy at times, admittedly, and Stones gives it to Sterling's, who suddenly runs into tons of space. This Liverpool defence is sleeping. He just runs through and eventually he green times it and boom, it's 3-1. What the hell? And then I guess they were ultra attacking or something because those defenders were still snoozing. Harrison played in Rodgers, who was able to finesse it way past Alisson. It's 4-1. City are going to keep their favourite trophy. Liverpool kept coming. Carson made a save in the 69th minute, and from that corner we were able to have another counter, this time less successful though. And then Salah was too much for me and he made it 4-2. And then Van Dijk of all people took a free kick and he hit the post. And then in the 94th minute they were able to get one more back, making it 4-3. But it's too little too late, and this little team lifted a trophy. It's beautiful. Who doesn't love an underdog story? This would probably be a good place to end the episode, but we've still got quite a few things to get through here. Next up, we had Newcastle in the FA Cup. We drew 1-1 and it went to extra time. Sterling scored a red-timed finish to make it 2-1, and we went through. Do you think we can win more silverware in this? Well, we've drawn Arsenal in the next round and we've got Feyenoord in the Europa League, so we'll see. We played Arsenal in the league in an FA Cup test match of sorts. And let's just say the results didn't go our way and I'm kind of worried for our FA Cup chances. The first Feyenoord game went a bit better, Delap getting the first, a crucial away goal 17 minutes in. But then, of course, they came back through a penalty. Berghaus got another through the near post in the 55th minute. And that is how that game ended. A very worrying start indeed. But now the Arsenal FA Cup game. Yes, they beat us earlier. Yes, by quite a lot. But my Man City team are different gravy in cup competitions. We took the lead through Harrison in the 6th minute. But Pepe made it 1-1 in the 14th. Belotti blasted it in to make it 2-1. But then we won a penalty through this handball. Sterling put this one away, making it 2-2. Sterling was then able to dispatch this square ball in the 62nd minute to make it 3-2. Like I said, different gravy. And that was enough to keep us in it. We are still in every competition. It's insane. All this, and we might not be in the Premier League come the end of the season. It's crazy. We've been drawn Tottenham, but look at this. Wickham made the FA Cup semi-finals. Wickham were also in the League Cup semi-finals, or quarter-finals, I think, actually. What are they on? But now, on to the Europa League. We're losing 2-1. Can we stay in it and stay in every single competition available? Maybe, as Rodgers got the first goal after a chipped Sterling pass. But then they came back and made it 3-2 on aggregate soon after. Harrison gave it to Sterling for an open goal finish in the 50th minute. At this scoreline, it's going to pens. It ended up going to extra time, but it was Feyenoord who scored. Now, with 2 away goals and 15 minutes left, it's almost impossible for us to win it. But we tried, and this just led to them getting another, firmly shoving that stake into our hearts. Robert scored a consolation, and the tie ended 5-4. We are out. But we could still win a domestic double, which is nice. I'm assuming the domestic treble is off the cards at this point. Next up, we played Southampton. This game did not give us the boost I'd hoped it would, as Rodgers scored first. We ended up losing 5-1 as Ings took home the match ball. This meant that we are inside the relegation zone, 3 points from being out. But we do have a game in hand. And next, we play Brighton, who are beneath us. And with that, I will end this episode. It's going to be tight, but do you think we'll stay up? I'm sure this episode has been long as hell. My throat is hurting from recording it. But I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope you've enjoyed this series so far. It's taken a lot of work. So yeah, let me know what you think and share it to people you think will enjoy it. And yeah, I will see you for the next part, the final part, where we are trying to stop Man City getting relegated, which is very great. All right, see you then.